Hey YouTube, it is Nebraska. Hey Farmer here again. I thought I'd just give you guys a rundown at the beginning of this video of what I've done today. Tomorrow I hope to take some more videos of what I did. Today was a kind of a special occasion. I had spent the morning at my aunt and uncle's house because they were out of town and I was watching their kids. But today we cut some hay for one of our neighbors. You'll learn what that is probably tomorrow, because I'll probably take some videos of that. We also raked some of that, more of that bad looking hay. It was a little dry. We didn't have much moisture on it because we kind of need to get it out of the field at this point. The regrowth is getting really bad. We baled some hay. Other than that, we worked on a little bit of irrigation things. We had to fix a lot of stuff because that's just pretty much how farms work. We do a lot of fixing of irrigation, especially here about this time of the summer, because the heat is so bad that we're being overrun by all the water projects that we have. But see you tomorrow. Today is Friday. I'll hopefully have a video out on Monday of what we've been doing. Stay tuned. Hey, so I'm out here in the field checking what the hay looks like. I'll show you guys how we kind of determine if it's too wet or when we should start raking, and kind of what the moistures are that are in the windrow at this point. So this stuff that I'm walking over right now was done one day before the rest. So I'll go into the inner side where it is the later stuff, so we can make sure that we don't get this stuff too wet and that stuff can just be raked with this stuff. So I guess let's get to a thicker row. Got here a little ways. The bigger the row, I guess, the more moisture is going to be trapped in the windrow. Here's some thicker stuff. Pull it up for you. I don't know if you can tell, but this stuff right here, me pulling it out of the windrow, it's kind of netted together. And as I do that, a bunch of leaves are falling off. And that means it's pretty dry. And if I take it and I crunch it in my hand, all the leaves turn to dust, which means that the leaves are dry, but that doesn't mean that the stem actually takes a little longer. So you take that and let's get this in focus. You take it and you bend it over your finger, and if it doesn't crack, that means it's still a little wet, but that's the bottom side of the windrow, and that's why we are raking it. The top side, if I pull another one right off the top right here, and I do it, it has a nice cracking noise to it, I guess, if you will. And that means that it needs to be raked as soon as we have a chance. And a little bit of background on that stuff. Background on alfalfa. So you have your leaf, and you have the leaf right here, I guess, and the stem. And the leaf dries quicker and has all the nutrients that you want a dairy cow to have. And that stuff's the most expensive because it takes pretty good practice and a little bit of skill in order to get this stuff just right, in order to keep the nutrients in it, but getting it off the field soon enough that you don't have to worry about it looking bad or getting rained on and things like that. So the goal here is pretty much to keep as much of these leaves as we can, but still having it dry enough that it won't light on fire. So what we do when the rake comes by, it's pretty much going to come in like what I do with my hand, and you come across and see if I do that, it just breaks all the leaves off, and we don't want that because we want the leaves, like I was just saying. So we'll come in here when there's just enough dew to keep those leaves on. I can take it and I can kind of crunch it and roll it in my fingers, and it will not break any of the leaves. Right now there's no dew because it's still before dinner time. I need to head in for dinner time actually, but that's pretty much what some of the science behind producing alfalfa is. When I'm out here just about to go run the baler, it's a really beautiful night out tonight. Sunsets right there, you can kind of see it, I guess. But here's the bads looking hay because the regrowth. It doesn't look as bad after you rake it and you let it sit for a little bit, but still not the greatest. So yeah, I guess I'll show you some footage of what it looks like inside the baler here in a second. So I just barely took over the reins from my dad. This is my dad's baler. He runs a Case IH 9330, which is pretty much the same design as a Steiger. What is it? The Wildcat 1000. This one, they got bought up by Case, and this is the one that was painted like Case. It's pretty nice. Here's my dad's baler. That's what the monitor kind of looks like. That number that it's reading off right there is the number that is telling me what the pressure is in the back of the baler. So it's pretty much a determiner. It's how we determine what the moisture level is of the bale. So if it's getting down below anything about the 800s to the, on average, 800 and below, it's too low, and we need to kind of quit baling before we bale too many bales and we have problems with stacks lighting on fire, getting burnt, or getting close to at least. And that's what some of the controls look like in this cab. I prefer my brother's baler. It has a John Deere 8100 behind a Heston 90 or Heston 93. No, 4790s. We run two 4790s. My brother has a newer monitor than this one. Still does the same thing. It's just updated to the newest one. That's what the baler looks like behind me as I'm running. If you can kind of tell back there, the pickup is actually not super low to the ground. We're doing that because the regrowth gives us troubles when we're baling, because it will pick up, the pickup will pick up the clippings and cut part of the green hay off and put it in the bale. Then that skews our moisture tests on the baler. And so another thing when you're running a baler is those little arrows that are on the top. That means I need to move that direction on the windrow because there's too much hay on one side of the baler and that'll make a bad looking bale. So there's a lot that goes on during baling, so I'm gonna probably end the video, or I'm probably gonna stop the video. So, see ya. The hay looks like. So I'm kind of determining if it's too wet or not. If we need to rake, or if we need to wait a little bit longer. So I come out here and I can kind of see the underside of this hay. I take it and I whip it around. All the leaves and stuff are still there. So that means that there's enough dew. Now to determine if there's too much dew, I come out here with my hand and I just kind of go across the top, and I can kind of feel the amount of moisture that's on it. And if there's moisture on my hand, which there isn't right now, that means it's ready to go. So there we go, we're going to rake. Stuff off so it doesn't collect too much. If it collects too much, and then it collects a little bit of a rain, which we have been getting quite a bit lately. It will start to rust the top of this. So I try to come down here every time I start it up, take off all the stuff, so it doesn't mold and it doesn't begin to rust this top, which is important to keep the hay from kicking up in here. There's some things called crimpers underneath here, which take and crimp the stem to help really get the moisture out of the stems. We normally have a blower for this, but my brother has a blower on one of the balers because it's a little more important to have the baler cleaned off sometimes, because it'll light on fire some of the deep points on it. And this is just to kind of keep it nice. Well. Alright, so I've been cutting, and all of a sudden the air conditioner stopped working, and that's normally a sign of the airflow or the radiator, the cooling system on the engine, is not functioning to its peak performance, and that's normally because the radiator is plugged. So we're going to get out and check what that looks like. And how I can kind of tell that from the cab is that thing doesn't spin very fast. That thing's spinning, it's a fan, and it also cleans the air as it's going in. Works pretty good. So I'm gonna turn it off and I'm gonna show you where it's at, where the problem is. So here we are. Here's the first radiator. It's pretty plugged up, as you can tell, with some dry leaves from the alfalfa. This thing is really nice. It just kind of pulls out. This is the junk radiator, which it just takes most of the debris before it gets to the cool, good radiator, I guess, the thin on the fins. I have this little snow remover thing for this. It's very nice. Like I was saying, sometimes I have the blower, and that makes it even better, but sometimes I don't get to use it all the time. Make sure let's pull all the way out, and then there's one behind it on the leaf side. Oh yeah, that is plugged up with like an inch of debris and leaves. Yeah, that is the worst if you have allergies. I don't have allergies, but everyone else in my family has them, so I might have them. Yuck. Next thing is to clean out that little chamber, this area where it cleans. Normally you can do that by just blowing on it hard. But there's a lot here, so. Run to the other side real quick. This only takes about 3 or 4 minutes each time it happens, and it happens about every day, which isn't super bad. There's just a lot here this time. I've never had it go that bad. So yeah, this is the main radiator right here, and then stuff in my mouth. That one right there is the garbage one, and it gets the majority of it before it gets to the main radiator. And there's just a fan behind there that's sucking the air through. And when there's not enough airflow, the cleaner, the filter on the very top there, the spinny dome, that will sometimes not move. That causes it not to move. Oh jeez, there's hoses or something in the way here. Okay, well, that's it. So that didn't fix the air conditioning, so I contacted my dad, and he says that it's going to probably be some Freon. There's not enough in the compressor, so that's what I'm gonna go back to our house and go get, and I'll see you there. Just barely got started cutting again after fixing the air conditioner. It's working great right now, thank goodness. I'll just kind of show you what we're doing here. We're opening the field up, which means I'm cutting 4 passes around the pivot rut. The pivot rut is the rut that the pivot makes. The pivot's the thing that's in the middle of the field and spins around, and it waters the crop that's underneath it. And those are kind of bumpy when you go across them. If you're not familiar with what those are, that's kind of rough on our equipment when we go through it, especially the swather and the baler. It picks up dirt and then it wears the parts out more than what it can if we just skip it. So we cut in an arc with it so we don't have to go over it all the time. I'll kind of let you just look at this for a little bit as I cut. Hey there again. So I got partway done with that field, and I got a call from one of my friends, and he's got free tickets to a baseball game, so that's what I'm going to be doing tonight. So I'm going to head back to the house, get some dinner, and go out and do that with him. But I think that's about all I got for this video. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you soon. Have a great day.